From a forced storyline to lost chemistry to God knows what, it appears that the third season of Outer Banks may have turned out to be somewhat of a disappointment. Here are all the things that the third season viewers found objectionable. I'm not gonna lie, I also felt that it just didn't hit this time. It's like they ran out of ideas. Like, why would you even try to push Kai with JJ? Yes, you heard it. A friend like JJ would never. It's like Friends in season 8, pushing Rachel with Joey. Come on, man, not cool. Anyway, fans didn't seem too excited about the drama series making a comeback, as they feel it's exhausted itself enough. They claim that the plot is no longer entertaining, and it's natural that people aren't very thrilled. You know what I'm talking about, right? All the hype that the trailer had. Poof, all gone. Remember the first season? It was good, but at the same time, everyone was like, huh? Fans have the same feeling with the third season. You know, the one where the story feels lost, and you feel like the director was on leave. And no, I know I sound like I'm hating it. I'm not. I liked it, just not as much as I thought I would. But come on, what's going on?
You don't have to say it like that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
It sounds so barbaric.
Wow.
Okay, John B, your turn. Truth or dare?
All right. Truth.
Truth?
Truth.
Like the scene where instead of chasing after the thieves, one of the antagonists just lets it go. How lazy do you have to be to do that? Not even trying to defend the stuff that's been stolen? The viewers believe that the showrunners were simply not interested in the season, especially after their explanations. However, it also seemed like the characters were unconcerned with anything at all. Another thing that didn't sit right with the fans was the characters' almost cartoon-like behavior. While the season's start initially was rather poor, the remainder just served to make things worse. And I can't even argue against what they said. As the seaplane arrived, viewers saw the biggest direction flaw, as the Pogelanders didn't even stop to consider if the individual on that plane was truly a friend or not, and acted like they had been saved, when moments ago they said they never wanted to go back.
I've almost got the new papers ready, you know? Passports, bank accounts. I got this.
I like the Mad Dog part.
Just put that back. Put it back. Be cool.
Fans considered the conflict that ensued once they realized they might not be in safe hands to be ridiculous. The plane crashes after all, and nobody is hurt. Interesting. While there was meant to be a lot of action, the scene turned out to be one of the blandest things I've ever watched. All in all, it's just not working out. Fans also disapproved of the dramatic business. Evidently, the flashbacks didn't seem right. Outer Banks has a habit of recapping the events of prior seasons for its audience. However, some viewers felt that Season 3's narrative, which was essentially pushed onto the audience, wasn't quite appropriate. The series kept repeating some of the smallest things that most of us couldn't even recall. More like we didn't even need to, with John B discovering some ties to his family and the action dispersed throughout. The new season barely ventured into the darker realm. Instead, it mainly focused on the same old components that briefly startled the audience before returning to the same tone.
Regardez sur votre tablette, s'il vous plaît.
Oui, d'accord.
Ça va, merci.
The shootout on the sea wasn't particularly enjoyable either. Even other admirers claimed that it appeared to be more of a joke than real action. Oh, talking about jokes, the characters in the program frequently plunge towards death, only to miraculously emerge alive. As long as they intend to produce further seasons, I'll have to assume that they won't kill off a key character, because of course they do. Fans think that some characters are shielded from danger by plot armor, no matter what type of terrible things occur. You notice that John B wasn't even scratched, as it appears that they feel that the loss of any major characters will cause the program to decline, so they will likely continue to play it cautiously. That may be the case, but there's also a potential that it might ultimately make the series more compelling, especially if the fans demand it. However, some fans feel that some characters need motivation. Look at Sarah, Pope, Kiara, and JJ. You'll understand what it means to be clueless. The folks that are primarily in the background don't really have a clear goal or assignment to accomplish.
What was that?
Amazing. A text from our friend Jimmy Portis.
And many admirers have taken notice of that. One is crying about leaving John B or Key behind. Others are just crying. Yet I must admit that they are the characters who have also sustained the series. After Pope discovered some familial links to wealth in the second season, Kiara's role was kinda expanded. Indeed, there have been developments, but not to the extent that they appear to be crucial to the storyline. Also, it appears that the showrunners think that creating fictitious obstacles would keep the otherwise thin storyline moving forward. Oh, and it seems like a good good thing that they've been trying to keep the people of color active, but it also feels like they're trying to do too much. Overall, viewers believe that the series is extending the treasure hunt premise to make it work for a bit longer, for 1 or 2 more seasons. Also, some critics have voiced their opinions, and I could concur with them. Critics assert that viewers didn't initially tune into the show for the plot. The problem is that Outer Banks were made available during the COVID era, and at that time, people needed the means to distract themselves. They just began watching the show because during the early phase, it appeared to offer an island getaway. While some privileged white villains wanted them to locate a certain object, they were largely watching the show to make the best of their sufferings. And to be honest, other people just wanted to enjoy seeing some attractive teenagers sparkling in the North Carolina sun. I mean, let me come clean here. I watch it for Madeline Klein. But hey, it's not just me. The critics think the same way. Overall, even these reviewers believe that season 3 of the program did not provide any compelling reasons to continue the plot, while everyone agrees that it shouldn't make the program any longer. But with the announcement of another season, and I'm not gonna suggest that they don't need to create a new one, since they've already drawn the plot out so long that we need another to even wrap it up. You can't just leave it there, right? Recently, Netflix announced that the actors would return for a new season shortly.
Because of it, okay? So don't get that look when I say I'm a victim, all right? I am. Orders?
They did not, however, confirm the date of release. Nonetheless, I think they shouldn't consider further seasons after this 4th one, unless the creators of the program have a brand new idea to implement. If not, it would be much preferable to finish this narrative and cease the waiting game right now. They might create a spin-off or something similar as one option. This 4th season apparently has to provide 2 answers. It should inform the audience of what transpired during the 18-month time leap. Second, it should discuss the treasure hunt in detail and perhaps allow us to see what the loot looks like. There haven't been any announcements concerning the specifics of the series yet. The author has said that at this time, he's unable to provide a precise figure. In fact, he also stated that they have no idea how long it would take for them to reach the end of the story. Also, it's hard to simply leave it in between. Therefore, presumably, they intend to stretch it out as long as possible. So expect them to continue dragging out this story. You've already committed to it as fans, so there's no turning back now. Enough talk about Outer Banks, no? So with that, that's all for why fans might be disappointed in Outer Banks Season 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Is this you?
You wouldn't believe it if I told you.